Well, good morning. Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you are here for our Yoga Basics workshop. If you're joining us online, so happy that you are joining us as well. Whether it's from the comfort of your own home or the comfort of your own mat here at the LP Fit Studio, we are happy you're here. My name is Stephanie, and I will be your yoga teacher through this it'll be a bit of a workshop type class. How many of you have never done yoga before? Right, so you're feeling a little bit nervous at home, maybe the same. But my hope is that today will be a good introduction to you so that you can become familiar with some of the terms that you'll hear, some of the heart behind yoga here at LifePoint Fitness. I hear often people say, oh, I was invited to yoga, but I'm not flexible. And that, right, maybe you felt that way too. This can't be for me, I can't do the splits. Well, that's okay, disclaimer, I can't do the splits, right? That doesn't make you any less of a yogi. So today's heart is that you'll become just a little bit more familiar, feel a little bit more comfortable, a little less intimidated with yoga. So hopefully everyone by now has got a block or two. Some of you will be utilizing these, some of you maybe won't. I just want you to have the option, and I'll show you how to use them as we get going with our flow today and our workshop today of Yoga Basics. Now this is a series that we're doing over the course of several days. Today's focus is the core. So not just, sometimes people think core, that just means six-pack abs. Well, really physically, when we talk about the core, we're talking about all of this, but also the core of yoga, what yoga is at its core, is part of what we'll be teaching and learning about today. So buckle your seatbelts. I hope it is a great one for you. Now, I see, even in this simple seated position, there are people kind of squirming, right? Like feeling a little, it feels a little uncomfortable, a little awkward. Our hips carry a lot of tightness in them over time. And so the first thing I want to show you that you can use your block for is to just pop it back, or you can use two blocks, either one. Just pop it back under your hips and sit up nice and tall, upright. It's a little bit of relief. So this just helps to open up your hips. Your legs become a little lower, your backside becomes a little bit higher, and suddenly you're given a little bit of extra space here. Now, sometimes in a yoga class, you'll hear them refer to like, take your blanket or take your bolster, and you're looking around like, I didn't know I should bring something. These things are always optional. So a bolster is almost like a pillow. You guys who are at home, maybe you don't have a bolster, but you might have a pillow or a towel that you can roll up and pop that under to use as well. So what we have right here are our blocks, so that's what you'll use. Now maybe you're sitting on it and you'll think, I liked it better on the mat. Easy peasy, just set it aside, set it right back down, and hop back down onto your mat. Now in yoga, in our physical yoga practice, it really starts with the breath. You're thinking, I thought it had to start with all these weird poses. No, actually, the heart of yoga is that it will become a moving meditation. And here at LifePoint Fitness, it's Christian yoga, so our heart is that it becomes a moving act of worship. Now here's the thing, when you have to spend so much energy just trying to remember what a down dog is, your mind's not ready to go to a place where you're worshiping, where you're connecting with the Lord. And so things like this, to learn the basics, are to help you to get to the point where moving can be an act of worship or moving as a meditation. But we're gonna start way back at the beginning with breath work. So why? What does that mean? In yoga, the way I teach it, we want the breath to drive the movement, meaning the breath is more important. It trumps the movement. So we'll start with finding your breath. Now, how many of you ever in your life, you had something going on and maybe you felt a little anxious or frightened or overly excited, and someone said to you, calm down, take a deep breath, look at me, let's breathe. Right, labor, right, labor. So, our breath, when we begin to unite with our breath, it does something really amazing with our nervous system response. It brings calm, it brings clarity. Right, you guys are already starting to breathe and you feel a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more open to receive. We have this really cool vein that runs back on the backside of our body that when we breathe, that air runs up and down that vagus nerve. And so there's even scientific reasons that this happens. So we're going to start with our breath from your easy seated position. Roll your shoulders, yes, even if you're on the block, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Good, hands can be just a gentle placement on the knees. You have the option here, you can keep the eyes open. If you want to peek at me, that's fine. But also the option to close off the eyes. As we settle in, make sure your head is over your heart is over your hips. Good. Now all together, in through our nose, let's take a deep breath in for a countdown from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Open your lips and release the air for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Keeping the lips closed, let's exhale out the nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. 2 more breaths just like that on your own. Keeping your breath, open your eyes. Wonderful. Now, even while I talk and we're in between movement, keep the breath, keep the alignment. Wonderful. One of the cores that we want to talk about today is that breath. Now keep coming back to the breath over and over. If you lose the movement, that's okay. Come back to the breath first. Yeah, keep breathing. Let's add on. On your next inhale, for the length of the inhale, we're going to rise the arms up. Inhale. You can even point your gaze up, look up at those hands, touch them together. Exhale, slow, hands through heart center. Good, keep going. Now this is called a flow. When we time our breath to our movement, we're flowing. So here you are, staying in a seat on the ground, remembering your alignment, and you're flowing with your breath. Excellent. Now we're all different, we all have different breath, we all have different lung capacity, so you may not be flowing exactly at the rate of the person next to you. That's okay. We want to find your breath, let your breath draw your movement. Wonderful. On your next inhale, we're going to make a little change. Draw the arms high. And on your exhale, twist right hand to left knee. Excellent. Hold here. Look over that shoulder. Now keep your belly drawn in, nice and tight, maintaining that spinal alignment. So we're not hunched over, really staying nice and tall. Alignment. Another core of our yoga practice. We want to maintain the integrity of our spine at all times throughout our movement. On your next inhale, bring the arms back overhead. And now let's exhale, going the other way. Head over heart, heart over hips. Draw your gaze back behind you. And remember, the breath is more important than the movement. So, slow, even breath. You got it. On your next inhale, sweep the arms high, and let's flow. Exhale, twist, Inhale, center. No need to rush the breath. No need to rush the movement. Twist the other way. Great. Now we're just waking up the spine with some gentle twisting, some gentle movement. No need to rush the breath. No need to rush the movement. Wonderful. Head over heart, heart over hips. Good. Good. Now just feel how much of your core is being engaged. Just sitting up nice and tall the way that you are. On your next exhale, bring your hands all the way down through heart center. Uncross your legs. You can remove your block back to the front of your mat and come into what is called a tabletop position. You can probably guess where it got its name. Good. Once we're all here, let's talk about a nice, strong tabletop. Our hands are firmly planted into the ground. Each fingertip, you know when you work with little kids at Christmas time making those salto ornaments, and right, or maybe finger painting, right? You press the entire hand down, every knuckle, into that imprint. That's where we want to be with this firm foundation. So every knuckle pressed firmly into the ground. You can almost feel this hollow of your hand. Yes, very good, very good. And same goes through the legs. Nice, strong, firm foundation. Making sure we're not hyperextending the elbows, but allowing your heart to shine through. Good. I like to put a smile on my face every time I think about my heart shining through. Feel free. That's an added bonus. That's an added bonus. Now bring one hand to your belly. This is just a reminder to keep it drawn in. Good. Navel towards spine. Now even this, you will feel if you're doing this with strong energy or not. Like I just changed my energy, and when I'm lax with the hands, lax with my shoulders. Now it's such a small change from that to the strong, firm foundation. It's a strong change visually for what you see, but for me, it feels like it's gone from to strong and powerful. So strong and powerful is what we're going for. Nice neutral spine, all the way to the base of your head. So you're not looking up at me, you're not looking down. I promise your knees are going nowhere. So strong tabletop. Let's move on. On your next inhale, if you've lost the breath, now's the time to find it again. On your next inhale, let your belly drop down, your head come up, your tailbone come up. This is called cow pose. On your next exhale, round the spine, dropping the head, tucking the tailbone, separating between the shoulder blades. This is called cat, like a scary Halloween cat. Inhale to cow, heart shines through, and exhale to cat. Wonderful. And I bet you know what's coming next. Let's flow it. Good. Again, no need to rush the movement. Let your breath drive the movement. Good, just feeling your spine warm up here. Now, option, if you would like, is to kind of twist those hips in your cat and cat. Yeah, circle those hips. If you're taking the circle option, begin circling the other direction. Now that's all about just exploring what feels good in your body. So for some of you, straight cat-cow might be where you want to stay. For others, getting a little bit of movement. Don't be afraid to move. It's your mat, it's your home base for the day. Good, let's settle into stillness right here. Staying in our tabletop, let's all extend the right arm out long, thumb up, left leg out long. Good, finding spinal balance. Now give your hand a little tap to the belly. Good, just a reminder. Now look at how much control, right? It's okay if you get wobbly, don't worry about it, not one bit. Right, falling is learning. That was my favorite thing any teacher ever taught me when I was early on in my yoga practice, because before that, I thought falling was failing. No, falling is learning. We're extending our arm and leg as far apart from each other as they can go. Great job, bring it down. Wonderful, let's do the other side. Extend the right arm, the left arm out, right leg out. Good, give your belly a little pat, just a reminder. Strong, neutral gaze, so you're not looking up at me. All of your fingertips down in the ground. Wonderful, deep breath in. Exhale. exhale, bring it down. Let's take a child's pose. Big toes to touch, shift your hips way back, crawl your fingers forward. Just releasing everything that just worked so hard in that spinal balance. Good, let's go ahead and take
1, 4, 7, 9, 6,
well, that
5, 9,
coming through
1,
on my
4,
phone.
1, 5.
Sorry guys, what a, wow, that was a very non-calming surprise to our class. I am so sorry, I apologize for that. You got a little extra time in child's pose though. Bring both of your hands to the right, anchor them in the ground. If that made you jump, that made me jump also. Oh, now we need to definitely get back into our deep breathing, huh? Everyone joining us online, I don't know what that sounded like to you, but I guess this is what happens when we film live classes. Back to center, push your fingertips into the ground. Allow your arms to come up. Wonderful. Now my heart is still beating a mile a minute. So let's come back to the breath, shall we? Make your way back into your tabletop. Now let's take our bird dog once more, but first take a deep cleansing breath. Let's start over with that breath process. Deep breath in. Open the lips, blow it out like you're blowing out a balloon. Good, on your next inhale, find spinal balance, right arm out, left leg out. Exhale, release. Inhale, extend. Exhale, release. Good, let's continue to flow that. 2 more on each side. Inhale, extend, right arm, left leg. Exhale, release. Switching sides. Inhale, extend. Exhale, release. Last time, inhale, extend. Exhale, release. Side 2. Inhale, extend, thinking length, not height. And exhale, release. Wonderful, push back to child's pose. Excellent, cat and cow, spinal balance, tabletop. So many things, you guys are becoming yogis, right? As soon as you walked into this room, you became a yogi. I'm so proud of you. From here, from your child's pose, begin to shift forward towards tabletop. Curl your toes under. And we're going to make our way into one of the more well-known of yoga poses, down dog. Sound right? And many of you are nodding. Sounds familiar to you. So we're going to get into it nice and slow and easy. All right. So first step, make sure your belly's drawn in tight, and begin just shifting back. Your knees are going to pop off the ground, and just shift back, bringing your low ribs to your thighs. Good. Nice and strong. Now you've got a generous bend here in the knees. Begin to lift your hips a little higher, but let's keep those knees bent. Good. Firmly pressing into both hands, just like the salto ornament, every knuckle, every bit of your hand. Now sometimes people like to release the fingertips. Let's come out of that. Like to release the fingertips, and all of their energy dumps right here into the heel of their hand. That can lead to all kinds of wrist and joint issues. So full, strong, might even feel this lift up, full, strong grip on your mat. Let's go again. Hands in, shift the hips back, strong fingers. Begin to straighten the knees just a bit, but your legs are still bent. Moving up from the hands, broaden your shoulder blades by wrapping your triceps back, your biceps coming forward. It's a small little change. Good. Good, if you need to come out of this, go ahead and come out of this. So feel, if you mind my touch. All right here, just separate. Good, good, yes. Wonderful. All right, come on out of that, back to child's pose. Walk the fingertips out in front, press the fingertips into the mat. Feel your arms come up. Nice little stretch down your back. Excellent, let's continue on. Down dog, make your way back. Hands are strong, nice and strong. Knees lift, shift your hips back. Begin straightening the legs. This time, straighten your left leg all the way straight. Now, you do this by pushing your heel toward the mat. It may touch, it may not touch. You've still got a nice generous bend in your other knee. Good, breathe here. Remember, if we lose the breath, we've lost the yoga. So it's okay to come out of the posture to be able to re-find your breath. Wonderful, now let's trade legs. Good, and again, your heel may touch the floor. Your heel may not touch the floor. That's okay, it's working in the direction of the floor, which brings your leg in the direction of straight. Wonderful, bend that knee, come forward, drop to your knees. Have a seat, let's give our wrists a little roll out. Good, now, yoga is so great because it works all over mobility, which means we work the stretch, the flexibility, but we also work the strengthening, roll in the other directions. But when it's new, it can be a lot, so you wanna listen to your body. If your wrists are starting to talk to you, just give them a little break. Maybe even take some big old shakeouts. Now, over time, over the many years, because I'm sure you'll fall in love with this and it'll become the rest of your life, right? You'll notice that these joints, they become stronger and more stable, and it's just one of the many beautiful benefits of a yoga practice. All right, this time we're gonna make our way into a full down dog. Starting from your tabletop, curl the toes, push your hips back, generous bend to the knees, and begin to press both heels down, straightening both legs. Good. Your ribs are still heading in the direction of your thighs, broadening across the shoulder blades, biceps coming forward, triceps wrapping back and under. Good, hold it here. Good, let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, without moving your hands or feet, just shift your body forward into plank, drop to your knees. Excellent job, great work you guys, roll out. All right, this time, we're gonna practice traveling our hands backwards on the mat. So let's start in our tabletop, curl the toes under, ribs back to thighs, push those hips up, down dog, take a deep breath in, and walk your hands back to the feet. Take a generous bend in the knees, grab a hold of opposite elbows, and just let your body sway like a rag doll here. Yes, this is actually called rag doll, so aptly named. Good. Now, I can see that, we all come in different shapes and sizes, which means that a forward fold can become a bit intimidating when your hamstrings are a little bit tighter. So from our ragdoll, we're going to make our way into a forward fold. I want to show you a couple of options. For some of you, you may be able to place the hands straight on the ground, straighten the legs, and you're making contact. For others, the ground may seem an intimidating distance away. So this is where your blocks can come in handy. They simply bring the earth closer to you. So here's a forward fold. My hamstrings are getting their stretch. My legs are able to straighten. My hands are placed on where I've elevated the ground to be. Good. Now here's what's cool about your blocks. Maybe you need the height, but not quite this much. Just turn them down. Still got some height. Maybe you need the height, but not quite this much. Turn them down. You still got some height. Maybe you realize I used to need these, but I don't anymore. You set them aside. Now, wherever you are, blocks or no blocks, right now a lot of us are looking up. I'm looking up to see you, you're looking up to see me, but I want to encourage you to let your head hang heavy. All right, wherever you are, so you're gazing back behind you. Yes, good. Good, let's find the breath again. Now from here, on your next inhale, Let your hands run up your shins, making your way to a flat back. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Let's do that again. Inhale, flat back. You feel your back muscles waking up. Exhale. You're like, my back muscles woke up an hour ago. One more. Inhale right here. Flat back. Exhale, forward fold. This time, drop your booty back, right? Like we're in a nice chair here. Awkward chair because we're still putting our hands down on the mat. And now let's lift the arms, biceps towards the ears. Excellent. This is called chair pose. I'll let you come out of it. So a little introduction to chair. Now, place your hands right here on your ribs. Often in chair, or often when our arms are splayed up, no matter what position we're in, our ribs like to flare open. So I'm going to encourage you to work on keeping your ribs knit together. You'll hear me use that phrase often if you're in my yoga classes. Keep the ribs moving towards one another, knit the ribs together. And what that means is this stays engaged, drawing towards midline. So let's take this as a little flow. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive all the way down to a forward fold. Good. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Generous bend in the knees. Inhale up to chair. Good. Now bring the ribs together. Ah, beautiful. Good. Feel your tailbone softening. So it's not, that just gets the arch out of the back. Wonderful. Sometimes we like to shoot the tailbone to the back wall, but instead we're going to just soften it down towards the earth. Good. Inhale. On your next inhale, bring your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart center, and just travel to the front of your mat. Good. Inhale, arms high. Now this, you'll hear called tall mountain. We'll stay here for a couple of breaths. And I just want to talk to you about alignment in mountain. Your big toes are coming to touch. And for most people, you'll have just a little space between your heels. Okay, you can bring your hands down so you can take a look at what's going on with your feet. And let me show you why. If I bring my heels together, all of a sudden, my hips have opened up. And so now, I feel that a little bit in my SI joint, in my low back, right? I feel my hips engaged. But what I'm working towards is actually big toes together. I want my legs in a nice neutral. Good, see how they're excellent. Now separate those toes and then press each one into the ground. Remember when we did this with our hands, how you could feel this rise? Yes. We're doing the same thing with our feet. So rooting down in all four corners of your feet. Excellent, excellent. From here, now let's sweep the arms up, keep the ribs knit together, yes. And we're gonna spiral these hands like we're holding a giant beach ball. So pinkies, right, so instead of this, our pinkies are moving in. Excellent, excellent. Now feel how strong this is. Everything's engaged. Chin up off your chest, yes. Not throwing the head back, but chin up off the chest. But it's almost like you're giving yourself a little double chin here. Wonderful. Deep breath in. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Yep, we're flowing now. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, inhale, chair. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale. Now notice our feet are not moving at all. They're staying in the same place. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair. Good. Exhale, hands to heart center, stand. Wonderful. Now, there's a question, do I have to keep my legs together on the chair? So of course, when we flowed just now, that was easier to do because we were staying in our mountain. Yes, you can absolutely open the legs. If you feel tension in your low back, we want you to keep practicing yoga for a long time. And if it's just causing discomfort, then you won't stay with it. Now, you do want to keep active engagement through those legs though. So even if you need to take your legs farther apart, maybe as you just get started, go ahead, try it. You can hold a block right here. So let's take that same flow again. And for those of you who felt a little wobbly or maybe a little uncomfortable with your toes together, let's try it like this. You don't have to, you can stick with the other one. So your legs are still nice and strong. Hold in the block. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, chair. Good, good. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, like hands to your heart center. Great job, great job. Go ahead and set that down. Now, eventually, you'll learn how to keep this engaged without the block, so you won't need to keep that there. But it's a good, yeah, you just figure out what works with your body. So for some people, it felt awkward for me to hold it with the block, but it's good for demoing. But for some people, this feels really awkward. So just finding what feels good in your body. We want to meet the body where it is and help it progress to where it can be, right? You want to find that potential. Okay, next principle we're going to talk. We touched on this a little bit when we did our spinal balance, right? Opposite hand, opposite leg, and that is balance, spinal balance, where we're going to work on balance. So, for our next one, I'm going into post. Find your firm foundation through the legs. Good. This time when you sweep the arm up, we're going to sweep the leg up as well, right? Feel it a little wobbly. Now, this is where that chair can come in handy, as long as it's on a nice, yep, you guys are good. You've got a nice firm surface. Good. Yeah, just give it a little reset, and then our arms back up. Now we're keeping those arms spiraled just like before. Pinkies coming towards the front. Let's come out of that. Excellent. We're going to do the other side. So with our arms up, we're keeping those pinkies spiraled like we've got that giant beach ball. Yeah, I know people say I will take anything to the beach. I love the beach. All right, on our next inhale, we're bringing the other leg up. Inhale, sweep the leg up, sweep the arms up. Wonderful. Now ribs stay drawn together. We want to be active through our core, so it's not just our hip flexor working to hold this leg up. Our belly is working as well. Good. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Wonderful. All right, let's do it again. Inhale, lift the leg, lift the arms. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, release. Great, let's do the other side. Inhale, lift the leg. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, release. All right, we're going to add a new challenge, a twist. Inhale, raise the leg. Good, find the balance. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, twist towards that knee, point back behind you. Good. Yeah, I wobbled, I came out of it, that's okay. It's okay. Now you can point the gaze back behind you. It might make you topple, that's okay. On your next inhale, come back to center, raise the arms up. Excellent job, bring it down. And don't worry, falling is learning, right? If falling weren't learning, none of us would want to do this. Inhale, sweep the legs, sweep the arms high. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, twist. Good. Now, this is a great example of faster would be easier. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, foot to the mat. We can twist on one foot quickly because there's not time to fall off balance. But do you feel when you're on one leg and you're moving your body and you're twisting around, how your core is forced to engage? Otherwise you will fall every time. And as your core begins to grow stronger from the inside out, from the bottom high, you'll notice that the wobbles, will they still come? Well, sure, but they'll come less frequently. Let's do that again. Inhale, sweep the arm high. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, down. Good, last time other leg. Inhale, sweep the leg high. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, release. Wonderful, wonderful. Good, let's take a little break. Just pedal out the feet. Good job. All right, we're going to add on. Ready? This time, inhale, lift, right leg high. Instead of a twist, we're going to begin to tilt forward and bring this leg all the way back to the mat. Now, yep, just keep watching me. It's nice to have your blocks here, just in case you want the blocks. All right, so let's inhale, lift. Exhale, slow and controlled. Bring that leg back, 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 back until it touches the mat and you're finding yourself here in a low lunge. Wonderful. Now, let's play around while we're in this lunge. We're gonna hold it for a while. All right, hope your booties are ready. Let's play around with it. Right now, everyone's got the blocks. Okay, so maybe they're here. That's fine. How do you do if they're here? Okay, how do you do if they're here? All right, let's pop it back to there. Good. How about if it's here? Good. Can you come to the floor? Good, so we just want to find where you are. All right, we're all going to be in a different place with this. All right, so just finding where you are with your blocks. Good. Now, from here, we're going to pull this back leg all the way up to stand. Wonderful. All right, let's do the other side. If you're using blocks, hopefully there's some, mine moved because I was going for the mat, but if you're using blocks, just keep them there. All right, other side. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Good. Exhale all the way down, low lunge. Wonderful. Now this time you already know if you need the block or not, so we're not going to talk about it as long. But I just want to make sure you stay even, so we'll hang out in it a little bit longer. You're welcome. Good. One more deep breath in and stand up all the way up. Good. So you feel all of your body working. The more engaged your core is, the easier that's going to be to shift your entire body forward. Let's put it together. Inhale, right knee, arms up. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, stand, arms up. Good. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Other leg. Inhale, sweep the legs, sweep the arms. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, stand, arms high. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Good. Let's flow that 2 more times. Inhale, arms up, leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, legs together, arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, arms up, leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, stand, tall mountain. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Side number 1, round number 2. Inhale, arms up, leg up, post. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Last time, left side. Inhale, post. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, hands through heart center. Look at how familiar you've become with the concept of flowing. All right, we're going to add on this time. So we've got the same flow we've been doing. Inhale, post. Exhale, low lunge. This time we're adding a twist. So if you're lunging from a block, adding a twist. Just circling that arm, up and around. Then we'll come back down and stand in our tall mountain. All right, well, I'll go through it with you once or twice, and then I'll let you flow on your own. Take a deep cleansing breath first. Open the lips. Remember, if we lose the breath, we lose our yoga. Inhale, post. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, twist. Exhale, release. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Good, let's do the other side. Inhale, knee high, post. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, twist. Exhale, release. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Good, 2 more times. Inhale, post. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, twist. Exhale, release. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, post. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, twist. Exhale, release. Inhale, tall mountain. Good. Exhale, hands through heart center. Wonderful. Last time through, inhale, post, side number 1. Exhale, low lunge. Wonderful. Inhale, twist. Exhale, release. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, hands through heart center. Let's slow it down a bit. Inhale, leg number 2, post. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, twist. Exhale, release. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, hands through heart center and then all the way down. Tabletop. Forward fold. And now make your way to tabletop. Good. Maybe rock back on your knees, finding a child's pose. Just for a moment, reconnecting with the breath. Wonderful. All right, come up to your knees. Another posture, asana, that you hear people taking often throughout your flows is a plank. Now we'll use planks as transitions often in these classes at LifePoint Fitness. And so today I want to talk to you about a good strong plank. And to start, we're going to take a plank on our knees. So from your tabletop, work your knees back just a little bit and begin to shift your body forward so that you've got wrist under elbows, under shoulders, and a nice straight line from your head down to your heels. So it's not just that tabletop, it's not even a partial tabletop. We're going for a nice straight line here. Good. Now, whether your knees are on the ground with feet up or feet are down, that's personal preference. I think it's easier to maintain alignment with my feet up. I have other yogi friends who think the complete opposite. So it's finding what works with your body. Now, remember, we want the heart to shine through. Yep, soft little micro bend in the elbows. So we're not locking them out, hyperextending through the elbows. Good, yep, you can play around with what works there as long as you're able to keep your abs engaged. Slight tilt of your pelvis, ribs are drawn together, navel is pulled in nice and tight. Good, let's come out of that child's pose. Now you're welcome to stay there as your form of plank. You're welcome to stay there forever. If you're ready to progress to the next level of a plank, you've got healthy wrists, you have a healthy back, you're feeling strong through your core, then we're ready to progress to the next level. So coming out of your child's pose, we'll all try it first. And you always have the option of going back to your knees. Curl your toes under, pop your knees high. Good. Now press firmly through those hands, every knuckle. Good. Firm up your quads. What, my quads? I thought this was abs. It's whole body. Firm up your quads, feeling your kneecaps drawn nice and tight. Good. Tilt your pubic bone towards your chin. Good. Feel your ribs knit together. Yes, you can drop to your knees. Good. Everybody drop your knees, push back to child's pose. Wonderful. Good, just breathe. One more deep breath in, and on your exhale, shift all the way forward, finding your plank. Good, from here, without moving your hands or your feet. If you're on your knees, just get ready to go onto your toes. Good, without moving your hands or your feet, we're going to just shift the hips back into a down dog. Ta-da! Great, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, shift your body forward into plank. Good job. Back to down dog. Inhale. Back to plank. Exhale. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, plank. If your hands slide, just go ahead and scooch them back, right, so you can keep that alignment. And then think about pressing even more firmly through the hands. Good. Last one, down dog. And make your way to plank. Drop to your knees and pushing your elbows back, lower, lower, lower down until your belly touches the ground. Wonderful. All right. Make sure you guys can see me here. Bring your hands back behind you, just resting on the side. Bring your right cheek down. On your next inhale, lift your cheek, bring it back to center. Lift your legs, lift your arms. Everything comes up high, locust pose. Great job. Giving yourself a little double chin so you're not looking up, you're not looking down. Good, nice neutral spine. Good, deep breath in. Exhale, go the other way. Great job, guys. Right, go a little nap. Nope, we're not quite yet. Inhale, bring it all up, locust. Exhale, bring your hands around and push back, child's pose, just for a moment. And then swing your legs all the way around. Excellent job. All right, we're going to make our way into a bridge. And some of you are from boot camp, and so we do bridges that are very glute involved often in here. Now in yoga, we want to think about our bridge being a little bit more of a hamstring. The glutes are engaged, but the hamstrings are very involved. So we'll all lay back. Bring your heels in close enough towards your glute that your longest fingers can touch those heels. So we're really close. Now, this is going to be one of those tricky things that you'll know if you're doing it, but I won't know if you're doing it, all right? When you begin to lift your hips high, you're going to energetically pull your heels even closer to your back. So that is going to turn on the hamstrings. Will I be able to tell if you do it? No. Will you be able to tell if you do it? Yes. So before we start to lift our hips, I want you to slightly tilt your pelvis, pubic bone towards navel, and scoop up through your pelvic floor. So the muscles, as if you were trying to hold your urine. Squeeze tight. This is going to really engage through your entire core here. And then begin to lift the hips high, actively pulling those heels in towards your glutes to turn on your hamstrings. Now you'll know if you're doing it because you feel the back of your legs engaged. Now you're welcome to hold this right here, or if you want extra, interlace your fingers behind you, underneath your back, lift your hips, engage through the hamstrings by pulling your heels in, and now you're also getting a nice chest opener by drawing those arms under you. Good, if you need to come out of this, come out of this. Otherwise, I'm going to come around and just take a little dance. Good, so you can work those shoulders under. Yeah, feel that across your chest. Good, yes, absolutely. Come out of it if you need to come out of it, and then come right back into it. Now engaging through your core, engaging through your pelvic floor, engaging through your hamstrings. These are all things that are going to keep this out of your back. Okay, so try tilting your pelvis. Yeah, other way towards your chin. Yeah, how's that feel on the back? Yeah, so it's just learning to use the right muscles, right? We spend our whole life using the convenient muscles, and sometimes that can lead to a little bit of disease in our body. And so we want to use our yoga to help retrain our muscles to be using the right muscles in the right ways. Excellent, everybody come down from that. Wonderful job. Inhale, stretch your arms up overhead. Good work. Now bringing your feet to the width of the mat. Bring your hands all the way down to your sides. Now remember when we were in locust resting or taking over locust break, we said now is the time for a nap. Well, it's not time for a nap, but it is time for, you're just holding this. It is time for one of the most important postures in yoga, which is Shavasana. Shavasana literally means corpse pose. Anytime you hear, you'll start noticing that your yoga words, the postures, when you use the Sanskrit name, many of them end with asana, shavasana. That simply means pose. So this is corpse pose. So when I say that you'll find stillness, you'll find stillness. Now all of us came to our mat with different expectations for today. Some of us came to our mat because someone made us, right? Begrudgingly brought here today. Some came with nervous excitement, some came with, I don't know, but I guess I'll try it. Right, we all came to our mat with different expectations. But I'm going to encourage you to use this time in Shavasana, corpse pose, to let those expectations just roll away, because you're going to come in for your next workshop, your next Yoga's Basics workshop also. And expectations of what it has in store for you. I want to invite you into another of our core principles here with yoga, which is non-judgment. And that gets really tricky when it comes to expectations, because our expectations bring with them judgment. Judgment of how the expectation is filled or not fulfilled. And I'm going to invite you to put that to death, that judgment. Leave it here on your mat in your corpse pose Shavasana. Okay, continuing to breathe. This is just as much a yoga pose as your down dog or your bridge there at the end. Wonderful. The temptation can be to take this rest out of it and to just run out the door and head off to the next thing. And that's what our society likes to do, is it not? To rush from one thing to the other. I checked my yoga box, I'm out the door, I don't have time for that Shavasana. How often in your life do you have someone say to you, stop, be still. Be still, rest here. Rest a moment. So you've worked really hard. For many of you, this was your first time walking in a door of a yoga studio at all. That means you've used muscles that maybe you haven't used this way before. You'll feel some soreness, some stiffness. I want you to remember that that is your body waking up. It is your body learning new function, new habits. Be encouraged by that. But it's not just about the movement. It's not just about the go, go, flow, flow. We also want this restoration here at the end. So believe it or not, for the next 2 minutes, I'm not going to say a word. You've heard me talk this entire time. I'm not going to say a word. I want you to have this as a moment to be still, to cease your striving, to know that you are safe and you are exactly where you're supposed to be right now. Right where you are, begin wiggling your fingers, opening your toes. Circle the wrists and ankles, one direction, and then the other. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Allow the back to arch. Point the toes. Create length. Big full body stretch. Lengthen your right side long. Lengthen your left side long. Begin to roll onto your side. Taking the fetal position. Breathing. And now begin to press your way up into a simple seated position, just like we started. How are you feeling? Yeah? When's the last time someone forced you to rest in the day? Let's seal our practice with one last inhale. Sweep the arms high. Join the hands to touch the top. Exhale, hands through heart center. You may hear the word namaste at the end of yoga classes and think, I don't know what that means. It simply means that the light in me sees and honors the light in you. As a Christian yoga studio, we know that that light is the light of Christ. Namaste. You did it. Great job today, you guys. Great job today at home. I am so proud of you. This is just the beginning. We're going to continue to build on this in this Yoga Basics series, and I look forward to seeing where you go from here. Thanks, guys.